everyone, it's SVG Coop, and we're back working on our mini album MA014, and we're working on right now the box cover that's going to go on our book. So once again, I just wanted to let you know that you probably want to watch this whole video before you do yours, just because it's the first time I'm doing this kind of box, and just in case if you do it as we go along, I don't want you to have any mistakes. So just in case I make one, probably a good idea to watch the video first. Okay, so for the box, you're going to have two large pieces that have a small score line on the one side and a large one on the bottom. So I'm just going to put some score tape along this small one for right now. And I'm just going to find my bone folder here. Just going to give that a little rub and pull that off. And I'm going to be putting a piece that has a score line along the side like this. It's about 1 1/4 inches, and then this is another 1/2 inch, so 1 3/4 inches. And you're just going to line this up and just have it be just inside of the score line. Okay, give that a rub. All right, and then you're going to have a second one that looks just like that we're going to do. So I'm just going to put some score tape here. That. Okay, and you're going to stick the second piece to that, and you're just going to line that up just inside the score line. Okay. Then you're going to have, you're going to cut some pattern paper. So now this next step, I want to try something. What I want to do is I want to put some ribbon that's going to go around the outside of the box like this and then tie up at the top. So what I was thinking was I'd put the pattern paper on, poke some holes through here with the ribbon in, and have it sealed, you know, kind of tagged in 2 places here. But the one thing I want to make sure is this is going to be our top. You're going to have a piece that looks like this. So the top is going to come down, you know, about this far. So we would want to have our 2 holes somewhere around here. So I think that's what we're going to try to do, and hopefully this is going to work well for us. Okay, so I cut 2 pieces of trim, and I think what we'll do is I'm going to glue these down first. So let me put some glue on here. And again, this is one of the reasons why I want you to watch the video in its entirety first before you do it. You may decide you don't want to do the ribbon at all, and then you would skip the whole hole punching. No pun intended, because it's not something that we have to do, but if we're gonna do it, we want to do it before the box is put together. So I'm just gonna give that a little rub there, and put the piece on the other one. If for some reason this turns out terribly, then I guess I'll recut this and we'll start all over again. But I really prefer not to. Okay, so what I think I want to do, because we're also going to need, I guess maybe we won't need the holes along the bottom. I'm trying to figure out if we need some holes going along the bottom, but maybe not, maybe just along the side. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to put these 2 together, hold them together like this, so that the holes will be in the exact same spot. So I'm going to hold these together, and I'm going to grab my my big bite here, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this thing up so that It's set at, you know, the middle line here is, I don't know if it's easy for you to see here, probably not, but the middle of it is lined up with the center here. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this to a 1. I'm going to put it all the way up to the black here. I'll just move that up to there. Let's just see where this falls. Let me just look. Nope, that's not far enough. So let's put this out. Let's see. And put it out to the 1 inch. Nope, that's too close. Okay, I think that's pretty good. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to line this up to the 1 inch mark here. I'm just going to punch that. And then I'm going to bring this down. Let's see, 1 to 1, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to go down 3 more inches. And let me just make sure our top will fit. Yeah. Okay. So you can do that with a hand crocodile if you want to. You know, you can just kind of guess where you want that to go. But we can, later on we'll put the ribbon on and we'll get this all set. Okay, so now what we're going to do, we're going to fold this on the score line. And then we're going to fold this score line also. And I'm just going to give that a good rub here. And I'm going to fold this bottom one also. Okay, so you can see how we're going to start to get a box to put together here. Alright, so we're going to do the same thing with this one. We're just going to fold this on the spool line. And then fold it on the other spool line here. And then I'm going to fold the bottom one. Okay, so I think what I'll do next is I'm going to put some score tape on one of the pieces here along the border here like this. Okay, and when you stick it on, you want to make sure that your bottom tabs are both on the same end. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're just going to line this up like this. And I'm just going to get that right on the corner there. Okay, like that. Give that a good rub. Now, before we go any further, I want to put the other pattern paper on, because if we don't do that, it's going to be harder to do it as a box because we can't press on it. So I'm just going to grab my pattern paper and get some glue on here. the other piece onto the other side of our box. We're kind of going with the harder piece first because the next piece we will do is the lid, which hopefully will be a little bit easier. I could be completely wrong about that, so we'll see. Okay. And I'm just gonna glue this on. Sorry I'm a little bit off camera. It's hard to fit all of this, but okay. Then before we do another thing, what I want to do is we're going to also be attaching a bottom piece. So I think what I want to do is I'm going to attach this to this bottom piece right here. So you have a bottom piece that looks like this, and this is just to give it a little extra strength. So I'm going to put some score tape on here. I can figure out where I put it. Okay. Okay. Pull this off. And this piece has two score lines on it, so you probably want to just fold those while you can. I'm actually going to fold them up the other way, even though that's not the way we're going to use them. And I'm just going to line this up. Like that. And get that stuck down. Okay. So we're almost there. All right, so now what we're going to do is I'm going to put some score tape on some of these folds here. And just going to put a piece there, a piece here. And then I'm going to put some on the big piece going across here. Okay, I'll give those a rub. And we also want to put one on this side here. Okay. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to start to get this put together so you can kind of see how this is going to go. This is going to tuck in under there like that on this side. So that's going to tuck in around like that. And then this will tuck in underneath as well. So everything is going to tuck in so our box looks like this. Alright, so now the question is the best way to unstick and tuck first. So I think we're going to start with, you have the edge here. And so this is the end, just so you can see. So we have one side and then this first edge. So I'm going to take the tape off of here first. I'm going to fold that down and hopefully I can get this so you can see it. So I'm just going to tuck this in underneath here, hold that, and press that with my fingers. Close that. Okay. And then I'm going to take this big one here. Just going to work our way around the box, I think. Okay, so this is going to go underneath that. I'm just going to push it down a little like that so it won't stick right away. And get that lined up. And then push that from underneath. And you can kind of just give that a rub. Okay, then I'm going to do this little piece. Okay, so I'm going to do this one. And that's going to line up right with this corner. So I'm going to line that up with, I'm sorry, I'll get that lined up stuck under there like that. Alright, now we have just this one last piece. Pull this off. And again, I'm going to push this down a little so it doesn't pop up right away. And I'm going to just try to line up the corner here. And then I'm just going to stick something in there and try to push that together. Okay? So we basically have this little box. And I'm just going to show you, let's see, so our book is going to sit right inside our box like that. So now we just have to make the lid. Okay, so the lid hopefully will be a little bit easier. You're going to have a piece that has a couple notches out of it and some score lines. So we're just going to fold this on all of its score lines. So this is going to be our lid, and of course, this isn't big enough, so we have a little piece that's going to sit right on top like that. So I think what we'll do is we'll put some score tape on all three of the tabs on both sides. Okay, let's do the other side. And before we go ahead and get these stuck down, we're going to do what we did before, which is to put our pattern paper on, because once it's in the box kind of situation, it'll be too hard. So just going to get these glued down. So you're going to have two wider pieces and a smaller piece. So I'm just going to get these glued on. And of course you can decorate however you want. I am going to give you some extra SVGs so you can make some things to go on your box. I haven't really decided which ones I'm going to put on quite yet, but I'm sure I'll get there. Okay. This one. Piece. Yeah, I just realized I didn't add to the file a piece to cover the ends, so I'm going to add that to the file, and before we finish I'm going to have to take a break and do that really quickly, but let's get this done first. Okay, so I'm just going to give that a little roll. Alright, while that's drying, I'm just going to go design those two little pieces. They're going to go on our end pieces. I didn't make those, so I'm going to do that right now. And I'll be right back. Thanks for watching. Okay, I'm back, and I'm just going to get these little pieces glued down now. So those have been added to your file, so no worries, you'll have these. Okay. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to also, just to make this a little extra strong, is I'm going to put some score tape on the back of these pieces as well. Okay, so let's try and put this thing together now. So we're gonna work with one end, and I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull the tape off of this side here, and I'm going to try and get a nice straight corner here, like that. I'm gonna pull the tape off of this corner. And you just want to try and make that nice and straight. Okay, pull this off. Okay. Did I? No, I'm silly. Wondering why it's not sticking. I didn't pull the tape off. Hold on. Okay. So we're just gonna get that like that. Okay. Alright, so I think with this one, I'm gonna try this a little differently this time. I'm gonna pull the tape off of one end. This might be easier, so you might want to try it this way. So I'm going to pull the tape off of the end here, and I'm going to stick this end to this one. Pull the tape off of this end, hopefully you can see this, and then I'm going to stick it to this side, like that. And then I can go inside here and pull off the tape. And maybe I can pull off the tape. Longer fingernails. Alright, you can see that in there. I'm just going to grab my, see if I can find my knife here. There it is. Okay, I'm just going to grab that tape off of there. And close that up. Okay, so now this is going to be our top for our box. It's going to fit on like that. And then we're going to put our ribbon. So let's try and get the ribbon on here. I'm going to take the box out, the album out. Okay, so I bought this really nice red ribbon. And I'm thinking this is going to hopefully work great here. I want to have it so it's going to tie quite a bit. So I think what I'm going to do is going to kind of use a little extra. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some score tape along the bottom of my box. Yeah. Alright, we're going to do this. So we're going to put some score tape here. Stay in a little bit because my ribbon is not quite as wide as the bottom of my box, but close there. So, okay, pull the covers off. All right, so then I'm going to just take some ribbon and I'm just going to lay this right along the bottom here, like that. Okay, great. Now, we have our two holes here. So I grabbed some brads. Let's see. And I think I'm going to go with maybe some, let's see, red stars. Or let's see, maybe we do the gold stars. Maybe that would be better. Let's see. Okay, I think I'm going to go with the gold stars instead of the red since the ribbon is red. These back. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I need to figure out where my hole is, and I'm just gonna feel where the hole is here. I'm just gonna put a little hole in there. I'm gonna stick my gold star in. Okay, like that, and I'm just gonna split this inside. Split the little arms. Okay, and I'm gonna do, oops, sorry, okay, I gotta keep this in camera, I'm sorry. Show this to you. Okay, so I have the ribbon, and I'm just feeling for where the second hole is. There it is. Okay. So see, I have my finger where the hole is. See that? So I kind of have an idea. I'm going to put the ribbon there. I'm just going to take my utility knife and just try not to stab myself. The hole in the ribbon. Let's stick this right in there. And then I'm just going to open the little arms inside here. Okay. Yeah, that'll be cute. Okay, so we're going to do it on the other side. I'm just going to grab all the ribbon here and just kind of let it lie over there. Alright, so again, just going to kind of figure out where my hole is so you can see I have my finger there. I'm going to get the ribbon to sort of lay where it's supposed to go. And try not to stab myself in the finger. Okay. And I'm just going to open the little arms underneath inside. Okay. Oops. And we have one more hole right here. See that? So I'm just going to get my ribbon lined up, poke myself in the finger, and put a little gold star, and separate this underneath. Okay. Alright, so then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put the box down. I'm just going to measure out how long I made this other ribbon and then trim that off. We'll probably end up trimming it again in the end, but for now, that's good. Okay, so then what'll happen, once we're done decorating, the box top will go on, and then we can tie our bow and have it just, you know, close on top of our box. Now, I guess maybe what we could do, which might be okay, no, I think we'll leave it like that. Alright, so we will be back with more on finishing up our book. Thanks for watching. Hi everyone, it's SVG Coop and we're back working on MA014. So one of the things you're going to get are these sets of words that you can put on your inside binding. So I just figured I would show you. I cut mine out of vinyl. I always cut my text out of vinyl pretty much. And I'm just going to show you how I'm going to put them in. So I have my transfer tape. And I'm going to start with tree trimming, because that'll be the beginning of my book. Let me just get this little hair off of here. Okay, so I'm going to start with my tree trimming. I'm just going to get my transfer tape on here and scrape along there like that. And the key to doing good vinyl is always having good transfer tape. Okay, so here's our book, and we have these little sections where we have these little inner binding things, so that's where I'm going to put my words. So I'm just going to start here with the tree trimming. Give that a little rub. You can just scrape it with your finger. I'm using Oracal 651, which is the permanent vinyl. Okay, so my next one is going to be Christmas Eve. So I'm just gonna and of course you can use these words or you don't have to use these words. And again, if you use the book for a totally different season or event or whatever, you can also just create text yourself and cut it out and put it in here, or you know, you can do something else with it if you want to. I just thought this would be cute. Okay, so my next one is going to be visiting family. Of course, I probably should have laid these out in the order I wanted to take them off. It would have been slightly easier, but it's okay. Okay, get that down. And okay. And then the next one is going to be Christmas Day. You could also cut these out twice, maybe put an underlayer of a different color, you know, and just push it off a little bit, offset it would be the right word. And I may or may not go back and do that, not sure. Okay, and then our last one is going to be opening presents. So the file that I'm giving you is sized just right to fit this book and fit this opening here, so you don't have to resize it or anything. Okay, and get that down. And there we go. Okay, so definitely I like that. I think it gives it a little, you know, so now I know what I can put on these pages, and I think that that will be great. All right, we'll be back with more. Thanks for watching.